Guys, Susana here. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup using a lot of new products. Many of these are new to the makeup world, a few of them are new to me, and I do have a few first impressions as well. And also I'm so excited because I'm finally filming this video using these products that I've been testing out from Olivia Palermo's brand. This part will not be a first impressions at all. I will be sharing my thoughts on those products as well as everything else that I use for today's makeup look. It also includes the new contour stick from Makeup by Mario, one of the new blushes from Pat McGrath, and I also have some new eyelash and brow products that I want to share with you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. I already went ahead and primed my face, so I'm going straight in with my foundation now. I'm using my Monica Blunder Cover Foundation, and I just go straight in with my brush and start applying it onto the face. I love the coverage of this. I like how it wears and it looks really good on the skin, so I've really been enjoying this and I've been using it quite a bit. I'm actually contemplating traveling with it. It's a little bit on the heavy side because it is glass, but I think most of my foundations are anyway, so I don't know, we'll see. I haven't decided yet. Using the other end of this brush, by the way, it's the IT Cosmetics Heavily Luxe Complexion Perfection brush. And I'm going to use this smaller end to spot conceal using the same foundation. So this might be the only product that I use today that's not considered a new product. I have had that one now for a few months, but I really enjoy it. Now for concealer, this is a new to me product. This is from Clé de Peau. I have already tried this out a few times. It's their Radiant Corrector for Eyes. And I have the shade Ochre. Now this has some pretty light coverage. Oh my gosh, I think I applied way too much on that eye. But I've actually still really liked how this has looked. I might need to go in with another concealer just a tad bit to add a little bit more coverage where I do have more darkness around my eyes. But we'll see. Because I do find that some days I'm actually quite happy with how this looks without adding any more coverage. And so there's that. I did apply though way too much there, I feel like. So do not use that much product if you have this. Especially when I'm talking, I just go overboard sometimes. I'm not sure if that happens to anybody else. But it blends very nicely. It's a nice formula. I've really been into Clé de Peau lately. I've been trying out several of their products and it's a brand that I'm really becoming fond of. So you guys will see a lot more of that to come. I really like how radiant that concealer looks. Okay, so let's set this. I'm going to use my Sisley powder. This is the Phyto Poudre Libre and I have the shade 2. And I don't use this one very often because I feel like it's a little dark for me. But let's try it out again today. I've actually been using it this past week because I have self-tanned, but I don't feel like my tan it's not really showing up as much anymore, so I hope this works out. So just with the brush, I'm going to tap some under the eyes. Right, is that darkening it up? I'm not sure if it's in my head or what. I've had this for a while now and I had been eyeing it. I bought this towards the end of last year and it took me forever to decide on a shade, and yeah, I'm just not quite convinced with this one. Okay. All right, so that said, I'm gonna leave the face alone for a little bit. I like to, I don't know, give it some time for the foundation and the powders to start working together. So I'm gonna move over to the eyes, and where's my eye primer? So today I'm gonna use this one from NARS. I'm using the medium shade. I always prefer a clear eye primer, but I'm not quite sure where the other one is. So for eyeshadow today, I do have a new palette I want to talk to you guys about. This is actually a new brand from Olivia Palermo. The name of the brand is her name, Olivia Palermo. I don't know too much of her. I do know that she's an actress, but honestly, I'm not even sure like where I've seen her on. Anyway, I was really excited when I saw that she was coming out with a makeup line after seeing pictures of like the packaging, because to me this looks so stunning. However, I did take a step back once I saw the inside of the palettes, as I then was not as drawn in as I was hoping I would be. But after seeing some reviews and, you know, really just kept thinking about it, I decided to go ahead and pick up one of the eyeshadows as well as one of the lipsticks. And I've got to say, the packaging is just stunning. This is how the lipstick looks, so we'll talk about this a little bit later in today's video. This is the packaging of the actual eyeshadow. Really, really pretty, but I will say that there is such a thing as a makeup product being too heavy. Now, I like when there is weight to my makeup, especially when I am buying from luxurious brands. But you know, I think I kind of have a limit. This is extremely, extremely weighty. The vanity that I have upstairs is glass, so I am terrified to have this upstairs because if I drop it, it'll be over. So there's like a pro and a con to this packaging in my opinion. It's very, very beautiful. I mean, honestly, I will not deny it. I love just even feeling the texture of this. She did a really good job with the packaging. The mirror is very nice. Does this look luxurious? It absolutely does. Is it gonna look beautiful on the vanity? It absolutely will. But you know, that's not all that matters. The eyeshadows actually matter. So the palette that I picked up is called Au Naturel, and this is how it looks. Each palette comes with 6 shades. There's a mixture of mattes, satins, and shimmers. And here are the swatches. Now this is supposed to be your from night to day palette with a pop. So although the blue in this palette is supposed to be the eye-catching color in this color story, it's actually what was keeping me from buying this one. The other one I believe is called Surratt. It looks really pretty as well, but it has pinks. It just has shades that I'm really not interested in adding into my collection at this point. So the other shades in here all look lovely. They do lean more cool toned, but those are shades that I would wear. This blue one I actually did use during, I believe it's when I did my review on the Givenchy blushes. I applied this all over the lid and then went over it with this shade here. So this is like a taupey shimmer shade. It's actually called Light Fawn, and I really enjoyed that combo. I felt like it made the blue obviously not as vibrant, and it made it more comfortable for me to wear. Now as far as the formulas, these two here are mattes, these two here are satins, and then these two are the shimmer shades. I'm absolutely in love with the shimmer shade. It's just, to me, it's the best shade in here. But that blue honestly just throws me off. Personally, now that I've tried it, now that I've gotten to know this a little bit more, I'm not sure that I would repurchase it if something were to happen to this, because it performs well, but there's just truly nothing that's special enough for me to have this. It was kind of one of those things that I wasn't gonna stop thinking about it until I did have it. So here I am, I have it, and now I'm kind of like, I should have just stopped thinking about it. Again, not because it does not perform well. I'm actually going to start applying this onto my eyes so you guys can see it, but it's just because they're just really not tones that truly like are speaking to me. Honestly, it was the packaging that just, it got me. It got me, I fell for it. So okay, I'm gonna start off with the shade called Smoked Chestnut. So it's this matte shade right here. And these are very pigmented, actually. I'm gonna wipe off my brush there because I might have picked up too much already, because this can get dark really fast. So I'm gonna use this as a transition, and I picked up a very little of this. And honestly, I'm probably just gonna do like a simple quick eye look just so you guys can see how this formula performs. Okay, I'm actually gonna pick up the same shade because I do want to show you guys how well these build up. I'm just gonna build it up here in the outer corner. They blend really nicely. I really don't have much to complain about besides how heavy this is. Hopefully I remember if my hand is hurting, it's because of this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into this light fawn shade, and this is going to go all over the lid. Isn't that so pretty? By far my favorite shade in here. Also, I don't experience any fallout, I don't think, or if I do, it's a very minimal that I haven't noticed. I will still recommend to tap off your brush if you see that you picked up too much eyeshadow. But yeah, so far everything looks really good. Alright, so I'm going to actually mix these two shades. This is a little bit too stark for me right now, I think, with this look, and this is a little too deep for the brow bone. So I'm going to mix both and add this to the brow bone. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the Cherry Mahogany shade right here. So it's a matte. I'm going to just bring that on the bottom lash line. I feel like I'm doing a disservice by not using the blue shades. Like, I really don't want to use it, but I feel like I should. And I'll go ahead and pick up the blue. Fine, I'll use it. And I'm going to add this on the outer corner. I haven't used it like this, so we'll see. Okay, I forgot this is very pigmented. So I'm going to lay some down, and then with a clean brush, I'll go and blend. I mean, it's a pretty blue shade. I just don't wear them that often. I'm going to go with Seashell. This is the lightest shade in the palette, just to highlight this inner corner. And then I'm going to apply some eyeliner, and I'll be back to do my brows and my mascara on camera because I do have some new items that I want to show you guys. I did end up having a little bit of fallout with that blue shade. Nothing excessive, but what I am noticing is that you can't see the blue all that much when it's blended in the way that I did blend it. So I don't know, I guess we can make it more wearable, because the other times that I've used it like on my bottom lash line. I applied it there pretty heavily, so that was a nice kind of like pop to my look, but it's just not something I know I'm going to do very often, or hardly ever really. And then I've also applied that blue on my eyelids, and there it does show true to what we see on the pan, but then I wanted to calm it down a little bit, so that's when I went in with that other shimmer shade over top. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I think if these are shades that appeal to you, if you're still interested in this brand, I think you're gonna like it because the formula really is pretty. It's just not something that I needed. You know, obviously I don't need anything. I actually recently did a video where I talked about the new Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette. It's called the Major Dimension palette, and that I did not need in my collection, but with that one I'm extremely happy with. Like, it's putting a smile on my face. So I love that palette. This palette, I think it's gorgeous. I really like it, but I'm not in love with it. So I hope that makes sense. Of course, if you guys have any questions on this and something that maybe I didn't cover regarding the palette, let me know in the comments down below, or you can DM me on Instagram. I'll be happy to help you out in making a decision if you're still on the fence on it. So okay, before I actually apply some mascara, I'm gonna do my eyelashes first. No, that's not true. I totally said that wrong. Before I apply some mascara to do my eyelashes, I'm gonna do my eyebrows first. So I have this new brow product from Makeup Forever. They released, I think, 3 or 4 different brow products. I just picked up the one that, you know, always catches my eyes, which is always going to be like the brow gel. And this is called the Aqua Resist Brow Fixer. So the shade I picked up, I'm not sure if it says that here. I think it was actually the other, oh, it says here 50, which is dark brown. And this has a lot of pigment to it. The actual wand is super tiny and it's angled, which I really like. I feel like it combs through my eyebrows very well. The thing that I found with this is that it builds up very quickly, and I don't know if maybe there's a trick to this that I haven't quite figured out, because some days I really like it and then other days I don't know what happens and my brows just look like a hot mess. I've really been trying with this. I'm going to start off on the outer portion of my brows here, just so that, oops, I already messed up there, just so that most of the color comes off here, and then I'll go inwards after. I just really enjoy using brow gels because, as I've mentioned a gazillion times at this point, I do not like doing my eyebrows, so this is so much easier. What's making it more difficult though at the moment is that I am trying to grow out my eyebrows. I want them to be thick and luscious, and it's hard for me to determine like, okay, where should I start or end with the brows right now, because they are just not defined. I need to clean them up. So as you can see, like, it adds like some thickness to the brows. It colors them in very well. It can be fairly easy. I feel like today is just not too much of a mess. You just have to like focus really well with this. I guess I have other brows like my Kosas brow gel, the Air Brow. That's really, really good. I like this one a little bit more because I really like the wand on this. I like the shade. For me, I think it suits me really well. And the days that I do get it right, I really love it. So I'm pretty happy with them. Again, my eyebrows are gonna look a little bit like a mess because they're just not clean, but you know, today was actually a better day with this, so I'm gonna keep trying it. I'm insisting on getting the hang of it because I think it's got a lot of potential. I just need to figure it out a little bit better for myself. So okay, for eyelashes, I do have a new mascara that I recently picked up. This is from Lancome and it's called something. Let's see. So online it says it's the Lash Idol Lash Lifting and Volumizing Mascara. I've really been liking this. So I curled my eyelashes just a bit before I started filming, so that I don't have to curl them again. It comes with this plastic wand here. It's got a little curve to it. And this does a wonderful job at adding a little bit of volume to the lashes, but really separating them and coating each and every single one of them where they just look so nice and like feathery. I mean, they look beautiful. So let me show this to you guys. So far I've experienced no type of transfer, no like fallout with this, nothing but wonderful things with this mascara. And though I do like to have like really full, like more kind of dramatic lashes, I like to use mascaras that add like a lot. Sometimes I like something that is a little bit more simple on the lashes, and this is just a perfect. I think this is actually the first time I had my eyelashes curled before I applied this. The last few times I used it, I just went straight in. Doesn't it look so good? I think it looks amazing. Like amazing. I just love it. I mean, I really do. I have been liking this a bunch. I'm also going to add some to the bottom lashes, just a light coat. Oh man, I'm seeing a lot of like little shimmery particles around this area right here. I guess there was a little bit more fallout than I had noticed earlier, maybe with like the mascara. I'm not sure. But yeah, this mascara, you guys, it's so good. It's so pretty. Ooh, love it. All right, so let's finish off the face. I have a new product here. This is going to be a first impressions. It's the only, actually no, I have two first impressions to show you guys today. So this is the first one of the two. It is from Makeup by Mario. Now he recently released a whole bunch of stuff. So he released powder blushes as well as cream blushes, powder bronzers, cream contour sticks, highlighters, I mean a ton of things. Now I didn't pick up anything else because honestly I was just not interested. The packaging was just, nah. No, it just did not interest me. So this was the only thing that actually did intrigue me. So again, it's his contour stick called the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick. I picked up the shade medium and this swatches actually quite nicely. This is how it looks inside. And it feels like the packaging of this does not feel all that great. I mean, it's plastic, which that's fine honestly, but it just feels cheap. So actually let me show you guys a swatch of this. And that's how that looks. So I'm a little afraid that it might be a little bit too deep for me. It's got a gray undertone, but I wish it was a little bit more prominent than it is. But we'll see how it looks on the skin. I'm gonna go straight in Just apply a little bit there, a little bit here. We'll start off there because I'm not sure how this is going to go. And then just using the same brush I had used for my foundation, I'm going to blend this in. I had been waiting for this to drop in Sephora because it was the only thing that did not become available with everything else. So I finally got my hands on it. Okay, that looks pretty. But you know, that blended out really nicely. That looks good. I swatched this earlier and I was a little bit afraid that it was just not gonna work out for me, but you know, it's not bad. I love how creamy it is. Okay, so a little bit here on the forehead then. Bring some down a little bit. I've been hearing great things about his other products, so because of that, I had hoped that this was going to function nicely, and it really is. It was just the tone that was like freaking me out a little bit. Well, I'm looking at my eyeshadow in the viewfinder. It looks so pretty. It looks really pretty. Okay. See, this always happens. I'll be like, no. I get called out all the time. Well, not all the time, but I've gotten called out a few times. So I'll be like, I don't know if I like it. And then towards the end, I'm like, I really am loving this. And is that about to happen to me with this eyeshadow? I don't know. But right now, I'm loving how it looks. Maybe the blue on the outer corner, like, functions better for me. Like, I appreciate it more like this, that it's not such a stark blue. Okay, and then this from Makeup by Mario did not disappoint. This looks really pretty. I'm going to keep playing with it. I will talk about this some more in a future video, but as far as first impressions, this is very pretty. I could probably build it up a little bit more. Let me not, because then I might regret that. So I don't have a new highlighter, but I was recently reminded about this one. This is from La Mer. What is this called? It's the Glow Highlighter. Okay, so I think this was released during the holiday. It was a limited edition and it's so pretty. It has a cream, it's kind of like a balmy formula, and a powdery side. So I'm gonna go in with a powdery side first. And I have not used this in a while. And it's so pretty. It's so beautiful. I don't think it's available. Actually, if I find it, I'll make sure to link it down below along with everything else that I'm talking about today. But I'm pretty sure this was limited edition. Okay, and then it has this little plastic cover to protect the balmy side. Let's see if I can use, actually I'm gonna use this brush. It's a Wayne Goss, his Edit number 4 brush. Pick up some of this balm. I gotta use my finger too, right? This works better. Just to add like a little extra glossiness here. I take it back. I am gonna go with a little bit more of these, what in the world? Of the sculpt stick. Just a little bit. I feel like I need more color. Honestly, bronzer, I don't know what happens once I'm done with all of my makeup. I'm like, I can use a little bit more here. So I might as well just go ahead and add a little bit more now. All right, okay, and then for blush, this I am a little bit nervous about. So I have 2 of the new blushes from Pat McGrath. I've already used, and I've used this one a few times now, Paradise Venus. This is very beautiful. I mean, this was the first color that just caught my eye. It was the first one that I purchased. I did a shorts where I demoed this. I mean, it's gorgeous. It's a deep terracotta shade. Just, I love blushes in those tones. And another one that really caught my eye is a Desert Orchid. Yeah. And this one I just picked up. I have not tried this. I have swatched it. It's gorgeous. It's this one right here. And let me actually look up, because the description of this, it's what kind of terrified me, because I do have a lot of texture. It's not as bad as I was, but I still do have, like, I have pretty large pores. So when I read that this was described as a bronze rose, that part sold me, but it has golden pearl. That's where I became hesitant to pick this up, but then I started seeing other people swatching it and using it, and it looks so nice on them, so I picked it up for myself. So we're gonna use it today. We'll see how this looks. Let me actually swatch this for you guys. And I really hope I can get away with this shade. I mean, it looks very, like, radiant for the cheeks. I am a little bit nervous. So that's a light swatch there. And this is a close-up of the blush. So let's wish me some luck, and hopefully I can use this. So I should be careful and just focus it more back here. It's a pretty, pretty shade. Okay. Like, I just love tones like this too. This is very pigmented, by the way. I did not think I had picked up that much. Okay, my face is looking really, really glowy right now. Let's see. I don't find actually that this blush is emphasizing anything. I wonder how it's gonna look out in natural lighting, but I mean, with all these lights even, this is not looking how I thought it was going to look, which was horrible. It looks really good actually. All right, so I'm happy with that. It's the only other shade that I was like, oh gosh, I want it. Like, I really, 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 really want it. But I was so scared. And I'm happy I got it because it looks so pretty. Love it, love it. All right, so I had wanted to try, I'm not gonna do it though. I just hauled this on my Instagram stories, and I really wanted to use this. I've been wanting this for so long. I don't know why it took me forever to get this, because it's been probably years at this point that I've been wanting this. It's from Bobbi Brown. It's their Nude Finish Illuminating Powder. So I wanted to use this kind of as a buffing technique to add a little bit of glow, radiance to the skin, but I don't think I need that right now. Actually, what I do want to do, just to actually do the buffing technique, because I do feel like I need that, I'm going to go back in with my Sisley powder. Oh shoot. One thing I hate about this powder is the packaging. The packaging of this is the worst. Okay, so now I've just made a huge mess here. I'm a little annoyed. I picked up way too much powder as well. So let me tap this off. And I'm just going to do the buffing technique with this, because I just do feel like, what did I use? I wonder if it's because I used this primer. Maybe this primer and this foundation together is just not going to do it for me, because I feel like right here, my pores are a little emphasized there. It's definitely not the blush because I didn't bring it all the way up here, but we'll just buff this. Hopefully that'll help. Much better. So now let's finish off with some lipstick. So again, we're going to go back with my Olivia Palermo. Is it Palermo? I feel like I'm always saying her name wrong. Yes. Olivia Palermo. And she released 3 lipstick shades. I picked up Rosebud. This is a matte lipstick. I actually don't find it to be too matte, which I'm actually happy about. The packaging itself is very beautiful. Also quite weighty, but I mean, not horrible, it's fine. It's really very pretty. I mean, it matches the eyeshadow palette just perfectly. So she's done a great job with the aesthetic of her brand so far. And then her logo is showing there on the top of the cap. So it is magnetized. I love when lipsticks are magnetized, especially when they're this strong. I mean, this is really pretty. And her name is here as well. I'm not sure if you guys are going to be able to see that, but it has her name there. So this is actually really pretty. Immediately when I applied this, I thought of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick that I have, which this actually looks a little bit better on me on its own than Pillow Talk does. Actually, you know what? Let me swatch them because I do have them here. And then I have two other lipsticks that I want to compare this with. So this top one is Pillow Talk. This here is Rosebud. And then a few days ago, I pulled out my Sisley lipstick. This one is the Le Fido Rouge in the shade Beige Manhattan. And the moment I applied this, I was like, wait, it's another lipstick that looks so much like Rosebud and Pillow Talk. So there we go. Now, Pillow Talk is like the least comfortable for me on the lips. I think this one from Olivia Palermo looks really nice on the lips. It feels comfortable as well, and it's a very, very long lasting. But the formula of the Sisley is definitely the best. I love these lipsticks. But yeah, I just wanted to compare these three. Out of the three, I will say that the Olivia Palermo lipstick is the longest lasting, and I like the formula. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this straight on, because I do want you guys to see it. So it says like a light nude pinkish lipstick. This is as light as I can get. I mean, I've been using it on its own and I actually like it. I am happy with it. So I do look forward to her coming out with more lipsticks. And maybe now that I'm looking at this eyeshadow better, I mean, I had not played with the colors the way that I did today, so I guess this is kind of going to be my go-to look with the eyeshadow palette. So overall, as far as the brand from Olivia Palermo, I don't think you'll be disappointed. It is lovely. Everything performs really beautifully. The shadows themselves are just nothing out of this world. It's nothing revolutionary. It's nothing you haven't already seen before. But they're nice and they perform as one would want an eyeshadow palette to perform. So I can't complain about it. I will not. It's heavy though. Just know that it is heavy. Alright guys, so that is all I had to show you guys as far as today's video. I have so much new stuff that I can do one of these videos a few more times where I just show you guys a new makeup or new to me makeup that I've been adding into my collection these last few weeks. So yeah, there's definitely more to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. Do not forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe so you do not miss out on any of my future videos. Until next time.